They gave me a plastic spoon, a weird rock, and some Jell-O. I'm gonna eat little bits of it all with my fingers. Good evening, Fearless fam. I bought a variety of snacks while I was traveling around Arizona, and I wanted to taste them for you. They're a combination of Southwestern US and Mexican snacks, but I wanted to put a fun little twist on it because it's been a long time since I did this. We're gonna do a drunken taste test. The only thing I'm concerned about is the lighting. I remember my Lauren's Drunk Kitchen video that I did in Beijing. That lighting was terrible, and you guys loved that video, so we're gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna start by drinking this Lagunitas Imperial Stout in a quick manner. If I throw up, I'm gonna vlog it. I'm drinking on an empty stomach right now. This baby's a 9.9 ABV. I'm not f***ing around. Guys, Guys, I have to admit, I have felt better in my life. Now we're gonna taste some Southwestern snacks. Let's do it. Now I got a little bit of a tangerine wheat from Lost Coast Brewery, if you're curious, which I've never been like a big fan of. I have a lot of Southwest snacks to taste test. I'm gonna start with the one that grosses me out the most. This, De La Rosa. And it says it's dulce de cacahuate. I shouldn't even try. It's marzipan, peanut candy. So marzipan is a thing. What is the ingredient that makes the thing? It's something gross. Almonds. Almonds are not gross. I think I've had marzipan before and I thought it was disgusting. Also, if you hear noises, I'm sorry. There's kids on spring break and I have a dog and there's just so many things. Trains and planes and automobiles. This smells really good, actually. It smells like peanut. The texture is not good. It reminds me of some Chinese candies I've had. Getting better. Nope. Took a turn. Ooh. That's a lot of sugar. That's my primary response to this. Secondary response would be, I want to eat the whole thing. And here's why. Okay, so when you first bite into it, it's like powdery tasting. And then it turns into this like paste in your mouth. And it's also got some nice peanut bits in it to give it some crunch and some good peanut flavor. But it did take a weird turn because in my mouth it started to turn into a frosting like thing. I just dropped some of it on my lap. I had to Google what is marzipan made of. You just saw that, huh? I think I'm a little more drunk than I actually think I am. Like I was like, oh, I'll drink and we'll see how it goes if I'm like drunk, whatever. And now I'm like, this is a lot. So almond paste. Like if I had to take a random guess as to what this was made from, my first guess would be powdered sugar. Pure powdered sugar that they somehow managed to press into a cake form. Alright. Overall, it's fairly good because ultimately it does have quite a strong peanut flavor and a good peanut crunch to it. But it just has a little too much sugar for my liking. I didn't even bother making a rating system for this video because do I even need to explain myself? Next, I'm gonna try another one that truly disgusts me. I do not want to end on this, which is why I'm gonna try it right now. First of all, I live in Hayward, California. Hayward has quite a large Mexican population. Along with that comes amazing Mexican food. There's a lot of Mexican convenience stores nearby. Like I can hit 4 within like 5 minutes either direction. And these are something that they have at every single Mexican convenience store, and I don't know why. I used to think these were just like a chili lime thing, and now I'm realizing that there's all kinds of flavors. So I pretty much just picked up a random one from this like giant bucket, and I ended up picking up a mango one, and this says Lucas on it. I'm gonna guess that's the brand. Before I drank anything, I keep dropping this, I looked at the ingredients. So first they're in Spanish, then they're in English, so the English helped a little more. It's basically sugar, salt, citric acid, chili powder, and then a bunch of chemicals. And apparently you just eat this straight. That's what Mary Gray's boyfriend Ryan told me. Hi, Ryan. I'm so glad I randomly bought that beer. It tastes like pure tangerines, but it's alcoholic. Basically, I opened this up. It's a little cap thing, And then I broke this already, which is why it just broke so easily. I'm gonna pull this thing off and throw it on the ground, and then my dog will eat it later. I asked Ryan how to eat this, and he said most of the time actually, people just eat it straight. So I'm gonna eat it straight, but the only way I know how to eat like a powder straight is in the way that I do so for tequila shots. Guys, if you could do me a solid and remind me to vacuum in the sunroom, that would really help me out. Way to go, Drunk Lauren. You just remembered a promotional thing to bring up during the video. The Fearless Fam has a Facebook group now. It is a closed group and it is monitored heavily by yours truly so that it is a safe place for us to all connect with one another, and it's like my new favorite thing of all time. I'm drunk, so I'm gonna start crying if I keep talking about this, so I need to start tasting something.
You've got something to say.
Oh, fuck, I put a lot on my hand. Can you guys tell sober Lauren that she has chili mango salt all over her chairs? Do I have to eat this whole thing? I think I just got some on my nose. It smells like a Mexican restaurant. Okay. That is so much better than I expected. Oh my god! The fucking Mexican people had the fucking baby bottle pop stuff figured out before we ever did in America. This is a baby bottle pop without the pop. BRB, I gotta pee really bad. Alright, next thing I'm tasting, I bought in Phoenix, and we went to a place that served sushi and Mexican food side by side. My life is so fucking weird sometimes. One of the nice women I met that evening told me to try this lollipop. She was like, oh my god, those are so good. She described it as a mango lollipop. However, this thing is called a roccoletta. It says 4 chili layers. It looks like a regular lollipop. I'm really creeped out because after all the taste tests I've done in China, all the innocent looking things are the most disgusting. It tastes like cumin and chili powder mixed with like the base of a sweet regular old lollipop. I don't enjoy this. However, I know there are multiple layers in it and I want to get to them, so I think we should try to find something in the house that we can smash this with. I dropped a lollipop on the ground and I'm like picking hairs off of it. Don't tell Eric. I'm hoping that I was filming just now. It appears that maybe I was not. To recap, I basically smashed my lollipop open with a hammer. Wow, look how beautiful that is. So many different layers. I cannot hold this camera still to save my life. Honestly, this is kind of gross. It tastes like chili powder, sugar, like really gross, cheap sugar. Could sugar be cheap and gross? And then like the very, very center is mango-y tasting. It's not that good. Sorry, lady. I recommended it. First of all, I can't remember your name. Second of all, thank you for letting me sleep at your house. And third of all, that lollipop's fucking gross. Moving on. Oh my god, I just started opening it with no explanation. This is wafers with goat milk candy. It reminded me of something I tasted in Beijing. Kind of gross, to be honest. And then people in the comments told me, oh, you're supposed to eat that with hot tea. And I was like, well, that makes more sense, doesn't it? But I didn't know, and I don't read Chinese, and Eric was too busy to read it for me. I just opened things up and ate them and saw what happened. It was a lot of wafer and not a lot of filling. This one is quite the opposite. It is a good proportion of wafer and filling. It's made from goat's milk apparently, so I'm very excited. This thing is very like bendy, which is kind of fun. It's gonna stick to the roof of my mouth real hard. That is quite delicious. This is really good. I'm so excited I can't even talk right now, you guys. It tastes like somebody made caramel, but instead of using any kind of cream or like cow product, they used goat product. And then it's just like masked with the wafer product so that your hands don't get all sticky. Because you know when you eat caramel, your hands get all sticky? My hands dry as a bone. But the inside is super sticky and super caramely, and I think this is just the vessel. I think the wafer is just simply the vessel for the delicious caramel on the inside. This is super good. Honestly, the most of the thought process I was going through as I tasted this was a combination of, oh my god, Eric needs to try this, and don't tell Eric that this is good because we should eat it all. I guess we is just me, myself and I. We're a group of people inside one brain. Next thing I'm going to taste, it markets itself as a mango candy. I believe that this is some kind of mango candy, and based on the color of it, I'm going to guess it's made with chili powder. What a freaking surprise. And then there's this plastic spoon inside here. Inside the spoon is a thing of tamarind. And I think it's tamarind with like some kind of like lime or powder or something around it. I don't know. Legitimately, I do not know how to eat this because they gave me a plastic spoon, a weird rock, and some Jell-O. That's how I feel about this. So I'm not going to eat the spoon. Probably not a good idea. I'm going to eat little bits of it all with my fingers. I gotta admit, the shape of this is very unappealing. It's just like a blob of random goop, and it's like mango and chili flavored. What a surprise! It has chili powder in it. It's tasty though. This is tamarind, but honestly it feels like it's like a hard shell with something inside. So maybe it's a fruit? I bet it's a salted prune. It's so bitter. I don't know what this is, but it's some kind of bitter, salted, dried fruit that has been dried beyond what I would prefer. This tastes like spicy, sweet, juicy fruit roll-up. Not fruit roll-up. Fruit by the foot? No. Fruit leather, that's what it's called. It tastes like fruit leather, but in like blob form. It's really good. It's like spicy fruit leather. It was like really spicy, and then tamarind is so bitter and salty, and there's just a lot going on. I don't know how I feel about it. There's just a lot of feelings. Whew! Okay, we're gonna try prickly pear pop now. Prickly pear pop. A prickly pear is a type of cactus. The prickly pear pop is made from, I think it's made from the fruit of the cactus, not like the petal. Nopales are made from, it's like a food. I'll be cooking it later on this channel. I haven't told you guys yet that, but I'm gonna cook some nopales. But the reason I'm bringing it up is nopales are made from the prickly pear, but it's made from the petal of the prickly pear. I believe prickly pear iced tea and prickly pear lollipops and all that kind of stuff. That's made from the fruit of the prickly pear, which is like a bright red like orb that appears at the top of the petal. Anyways, this is a prickly pear lollipop. I bought this in Tombstone, Arizona. And if you don't know what Tombstone is, it is a like authentic old Wild West town. So this place was like hopping back in the 1880s. People were like having gun fights and stuff. You can watch my travel vlog about it. But I bought this there. It smells like nothing. I feel like a comforted child right now. This is like really good. You know how when you eat like a fake like sugary product, it has this like particular like look to it? Then if you eat like some straight honey, I don't know if you guys do this, I have a major sweet tooth. I have a major sweet tooth. If you eat straight honey or straight like maple syrup, it has this like warm, like natural taste to it. That's how this tastes. It does not taste like a fake gross sugar. This tastes like a natural, like nice warm sugar. It basically tastes like a syrup or syrup lollipop. Probably gonna finish this later tonight, just so you know. Okay, one more thing. This is the last item. This is the one I've been the most excited about. These are the Tostitos Salsa Verde. I had actually never seen these before in stores until I got to Tucson. Then I came back to Hayward. I went to our local store and they have a ton of these. But the thing that intrigued me the most about these in Tucson is that I felt like they had like a selection of chips at all these like taquerias, and they would have like 50% these chips and then 50% like a bunch of other random chips. And it seemed like these were the most popular chips in Tucson. And I have never tried them before, so I want to taste them. I grew up eating these things called salsitas. And then there's like guacamole chips by the same brand. They're both super good, and they're just like a heavy Mexican seasoned tortilla chip. And that's how I'm imagining these are gonna taste. This is like super good. This is like a good corn chip, and then they season it just right. And it has that super good like fresh jalapeno flavor. These are basically jalapeno chips, so of course I like them. Thanks for watching today, guys. I might put up a video tomorrow, but I probably won't. How disappointing. I'll probably see you on Monday. But don't forget to follow me on Snapchat. I will see you someday. Okay, bye.